Well, you can't really see it. It is a horrible day. So I'm thinking, here we go. This looks pretty amazing. It's going to happen on May the 9th, a Thursday. It's part of Concern Worldwide's a very ambitious campaign, really, to hit all across Ireland, all island, bring people together and discuss the kind of UN's goals. I better get the wording right. The United Nations Global Goals. It just seems such a lovely idea. Where did this all start? When did this all start? It's been a few years?
Yes, so Project Us, it's a 5-year all-island Irish aid funded initiative, and it's to engage the Irish public with the United Nations Global Goals. So we've been hosting World Cafés across the island of Ireland since the end of 2017, and we're working with community groups, local businesses, as well as major corporates, and most importantly, young people as well.
Right. So you've already had, you've done some of the major cities. You're coming to the more beautiful towns now, finally, towns like Greystones. I mean, have you found that you've already learned quite a bit? Because you've got an interesting setup. It's a bit like speed dating. You get like maybe 4 or 5 people around a table. They have 20 minutes of a discussion over 3 questions, write notes on, they'll be on the tablecloth, which I find wonderful too, and they move on to the next table. So you get this constant mix and ideas are going back and forth. Have you been surprised by the results yet? Is it something that you've managed to tally up yet, or you do wait till the end?
No, not yet. So we've got another year until 2020. So we're gathering all this information. We're meeting with people all over the island, and we're going to correlate it and harvest it and find different threads, different themes, and then hopefully come up with a campaign. Right.
So obviously this town in particular seems to be quite connected in a lot of issues, and climate change being one of them, and just recycling and so many. There's a sort of a sense, at least, that people are aware, would say, of the world around them. So from the point of view, taking 3 questions, is that, from your point of view, do you sort of tailor to the town? Do you sort of feel, well, these are the issues we're dealing with this year? Or
Absolutely. So we're partnering with Greystones Tidy Towns for this particular event.
Right.
So I met with them and we discussed which goal. There's obviously 17 goals and 169 targets. So it's vast, it's big, it's ambitious. So we said we'd whittle it down, and we're going to look at goal 11, which is sustainable cities and communities. So a big goal. A lot, we've got 3 questions that we ask. We've got a facilitator who will come in, but really it's a listening and engaging activity rather than debating.
Now all these conversations, these ideas, these suggestions are recorded. I'm guessing that's going to be a huge data bank of ideas, and obviously patterns will emerge and it will become obvious these are concerns or these are kind of solutions that people have.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm guessing, it must be quite exciting to sort of feel, well, who knows where this will end up. It's like, you're watching Game of Thrones over years. You have no idea what the end result will be, but you start to get a taste and a sense as time goes by.
Absolutely. Like, people are extremely interested in climate change at the moment, in SDG 5, gender equality. So there is, you have to remember the goals, there is a lot of overlap. They all are interconnected and interlinked.
Sure.
And they're universal. They're a call to action for people, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnership. So they all are interlinked. So you will begin to see, you'll see that within the thread. Yeah.
Now, would it be a difficult time for people like Concern Worldwide, and this is, Project Us, and there's a real kind of, attempt to address the important issues and to make this world, a better place and last a little bit longer and all those good things, without getting too corny. But when you see people like Trump in action, and you see there's a sort of swing to that slightly kind of climate denial and a sort of bullish behaviour about let's just get what we want here and keep moving, and let's not worry about all these hippies telling us that we shouldn't use this particular fuel and we shouldn't dig there. And I mean, that must be a concern on a big level, that there's a certain shift on world politics.
Sure, absolutely. But the thing about the goals is they are universal. People are interested. They are quite accessible and inclusive for everybody to get involved and really listen. So as that is a concern, we are again working and engaging with young people and finding out during these coffee conversations and these World Cafés, we are tackling kind of pub talk and different ideas as well. So it is a learning environment as well, but people should feel, welcome to come if they, you know, any ideas, any thoughts, everyone is welcome to come and discuss.
Now, I'd heard the guys in the whale had said that you were going to bring along a punch bag with Trump's face on it. There was some kind of stress thing. Was that?
I certainly didn't.
Just kicking and punching, and ultimately you'd take it outside and we just set fire to it. Was that?
I certainly didn't.
Are you sure? I thought maybe.
Okay. People are welcome to come and express themselves in any way. So that's.
I'll bring the punch bag.
That's the model is very open and very inclusive. So people can draw, doodle, write, play, get up and move around and talk to people. So everyone is welcome to come and share their ideas and their views.
Now, I just made the reference of you know, the tablecloths are going to be paper. You can put notes down. Is that, you know, each time somebody sits down, if they you know, have an idea, they'll write it onto the tablecloth and they're all picked up afterwards.
Absolutely. So there'll be 3 questions proposed on the night by the facilitator, but each table they'll facilitate themselves. There's nobody from Concern or anybody else hovering around, so people can express themselves, write down anything that they want in relation to the question or not, whatever you feel like on the evening, and then they'll be harvested by Concern Worldwide and put together for this report that'll be given to the Irish government in 2020.
Now, you say it's recorded. Obviously, the information is recorded. I don't know if the event is recorded. I'm just wondering now whether we should just only allow the good-looking people out, or whether, because you know, some people on the left are very dodgy-looking people, and we don't want to be misrepresented on the world stage.
No, like I said, everyone is welcome. Everyone, no matter what age, they're all welcome to come down to the whale on the 9th of May.
Nice. Now, we should just let people know in advance. I know that the 3 questions are, you're saying like no 2 towns are the same, so the good, the bad and the ugly of Greystones. Just let people express what they feel about the town itself.
Absolutely.
And just what they feel is right and what could be better, and how to create a safe, inclusive and sustainable, you know, communities generally in the world. And I think that's certainly follows through on Tidy Towns kind of goal, that everything kind of makes sense, that we're not making a mess, but also the future generations will have somewhere beautiful to be. And then also imagining that it's 2030 and that between you and the various different you know, the civil society and Irish government and the suggestions that have been made here, the UN will sort of acknowledge that this is a good idea. I suppose just imagining in the best possible scenario what would be the goal there ultimately to sort of to hopefully get into the UN.
Absolutely.
I think I made a very long question there.
It's a big question.
Yeah, I couldn't find the full stop or the question mark there. Sorry, I got lost. So I don't know if that's something you yourself have had to, because it is something that you've been living with for a few years now, and I don't know whether that's something that alters over time for you, or whether it's obvious on some level what we should be doing.
No, I'm always learning. You know, I'm in the background. I'm listening. I get, you know, the opportunity to listen to people, particularly young people are coming up with really fantastic ideas. They're innovative. So it's really a great learning space for everybody. And
also, we should point out the great thing about the young generation is that they have energy. They actually do things. They get out of the door and they get. I know there's lots of people of every age getting involved, but there's a real kind of wonderful sort of wave of young people really kind of stepping up and saying we need to do something, and we're willing to do it and help. And
the climate strikes they're so powerful, so moving. It's really, really impressive. So I think that we shouldn't put pressure just on the young people as well. So I think that's the idea behind this project, is this is for everybody, that everybody has a role to play, particularly Ireland. We were there at the beginning, at the birth of Agenda 2030, so we have a pivotal role to play.
2 quick things to wrap up. We aren't great, Ireland, in some of the tables for Europe when it comes to, you know, I know that climate change, we're pretty low, and would you have hope that we're kind of getting smarter, that we're figuring this out, that we're getting to realise just how important?
I hope so. I mean, there is a lot of civil society movements, other NGOs, individuals who are putting pressure on the government to say that time is running out. You know, it's 2019 already. Social Justice Ireland, a couple of weeks ago, they released a report on Ireland's progress, and we're not faring out very well. They put us with 15 other European countries.
We were number 16.
And we came at number 11. So we have a long way to go. The heart is there, the energy is there. So if we work together and realise that everybody has a part to play, again, without being cheesy, of course, you really can make a difference. So that's why people should come along and share their ideas. They will be heard on the 9th of May.
I suppose the last question is the one that's on everybody's mind looking at this, and everybody in Greystones. There will be free food and free drink and stuff.
Not free alcohol.
Like tea and coffees and all that. Yeah.
And there'll be evening snacks and popcorn, so people are more than welcome to come down.
Holy
fill
moly!
Their bellies.
So if somebody's having an anniversary dinner or something like that, they could pop down and
yes,
birthday parties, the whole thing. All right,
That's it,
Thursday the 9th.
Thursday the 9th of May.